Okay, let's go.
A Royal Caribbean ship gets hit by a rogue wave.
Norwegian Cruise Line just leveled up. Your loyalty status now works across 3 cruise lines.
Glass breaks on the Utopia of the Seas. This is the 6th such incident on these ships, and people are freaked out.
Big cruise port upgrades, $250 million across 5 cruise port destinations.
No seconds for you. Norwegian is now going to charge you for that extra plate.
Welcome to Gen X Cruise Life. If your first cell phone looked like it could have been used to call in an airstrike, this is the cruise channel for you.
So Norwegian Cruise Line has quietly added this $5 surcharge to that extra plate of food that you might be ordering at the main dining room.
Yeah, this new fee is printed at the bottom of the menu, but it's going to catch some people off guard. This fee can be seen as an attempt to discourage food waste and to speed up dining service, but a lot of people are saying that it's just nickel and diming.
1 entree per guest. All additional entrees will incur a $5 charge, the menu reads. Norwegian Cruise Line is not the first major cruise line to implement a fee on main dining room entrees, but they may be the first to add a charge to the second entree.
Carnival Cruise Line, for example, does have the same $5 fee, but in their case, it's for the 3rd, 4th, or higher entree ordered. The first 2 remain free.
They implemented that policy back in 2022, and it's been going on since then.
Other cruise lines often have fees for premium items, such as items one would normally find in the onboard steakhouse or seafood restaurant. Those selections can be ordered in the dining room, but with a significant surcharge.
At this time, it's unclear whether Norwegian is going to be charging you that $5 surcharge if you have to order a second plate of food because the first thing they brought you doesn't taste good. Or let's say you ordered a steak and it wasn't prepared the way you asked for. Are they going to charge you $5 to bring you a new one? It's unclear at this time.
There is some speculation that this is to cut down on influencers coming on the ship and ordering a bunch of stuff and kind of being wasteful.
Yeah, just, taking a couple bites and videotaping it and then not eating the rest of the dish. But there's 2.2 million people that sailed on Norwegian Cruise Lines last year, and there are maybe 600 to 1,000 influencers in the space. And we know this number because 600 of them were invited to sail on the inaugural Star of the Seas influencer cruise, where people get to go on board and make positive videos about the cruise line.
Right, 600 is a drop in the bucket out of 2.2 million, and it's not even going to make a dent if that was the real intention.
Right.
It kind of seems like it's a play to save a little money and, nickel and dime a little bit, or just to dissuade somebody from ordering a second entree, which is unfortunate too, because that's the biggest awesome thing you can do on a cruise ship is order the lobster tail and then get the beef entree to make your surf and turf.
Surf and turf. When we sail, our waiter tells us all the time to order a third and tries to sometimes get us to order a 4th entree, but we usually get one that we want and then we split one, right?
Right.
And it just gives us a chance to try some more things, and then we might skip the appetizer or might skip the dessert in lieu of that.
Right, and to be clear, not 3 each, but 1 for her, 1 for me, and then a third
one
split.
that we put in the middle, to split.
We're not rolling like that, no.
Yeah, and many times, not that I'm a picky eater, but there's a lot of things that I don't eat, like beef and pork, so there's limited things on the menu that I will eat, and then the waiter always tells us what to order, and if I don't like it, they encourage you to order something else that you might like if they see you're kind of picking at your food or not finishing it.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing about the main dining room is that you get that personalized service, and that's part of it. And it sounds like that's going to go away on Norwegian, unless you just want to pay the extra $5.
Now,
that's fine too.
I can understand Carnival's policy. For the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Now that's just gluttony, right? Per person, that's gluttony. But if you're ordering 2, I think that's okay. You're on a cruise, you're on vacation, live a little.
Especially the surf and turf. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Let out your belt.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think. How many entrees do you order in the main dining room? Don't lie, tell us the truth. Leave us a comment below.
Sticking with the Norwegian Cruise Line theme, we've got a second story, but this one's a good one.
That's right. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings has 3 brands, and now they're going to honor their loyalty program across all 3 cruise lines. Norwegian Cruise Line Holding is the second brand to do this. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, along with their sister company, Celebrity, already share status points.
This will include the Latitudes Reward of Norwegian Cruise Line, the Oceania Club of Oceania Cruises, and the Seven Seas Society of Regent Seven Seas Cruises. The new integration of all 3 loyalty programs will apply for all sailings departing on or after Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, and will apply to all 34 ships in the combined fleets. On a cruise-by-cruise basis, guests will have their loyalty tier honored at the closest corresponding tier on each brand. The intent is to encourage brand exploration by recognizing guests across the different lines.
In effect, guests are going to gain a loyalty on different cruise lines without actually having to have sailed on those cruise lines for a certain number of days.
Under this program, if guests feel like they want a different type of cruise ship, or if one cruise line may offer an itinerary or vacation experience, they can choose a different cruise line and still enjoy the loyalty benefits without starting all over again as brand new members.
But again, it's not automatic. You do have to make this request at least 10 days before you sail, and then it'll be determined on a case-by-case basis.
From everything we can tell, this looks like it's setting up to just be temporary.
I think what the amazing part of this is because Norwegian Cruise Line is a very popular cruise line with Gen Xers such as ourselves, because we like to travel with our adult children, our grandchildren, and then let's say we want to go on a second honeymoon or a special anniversary trip on one of these smaller cruise lines. They have amazing port destinations in the Mediterranean and Asia, so we can now transfer that loyalty status from Norwegian onto this cruise line and really enjoy a very special trip.
Yeah, if you're platinum on Norwegian and you want to go on Regent Seven Seas, for instance, you can go on there and be treated like platinum while you're there. And then the days that you're on board, you're earning Regent Seven Seas loyalty points. We think this sounds like a pretty good addition to Norwegian Cruise Line, but we want to know what you think. Leave it down below. And hey, subscribe if you like what we're doing, hit that like button, and we really appreciate everyone who's shown support by subscribing. Thank you very much. From loyalty to lack of integrity.
At least as far as the glass goes.
6 broken glass incidents in the last 4 months. Royal Caribbean's starting to sound like your wine glasses around your clumsy friend. You know who I'm talking about.
Well, this is really scary. I'm just amazed that nobody has been injured by this. So a glass panel broke this week on the Utopia of the Seas. It was deck 15 and the incident occurred right above the Windjammer Marketplace. As we mentioned, nobody was injured and it was quickly boarded up and the crew is making repairs. Royal Caribbean has been plagued with lots of incidents these last few months, including Symphony of the Seas, Star of the Seas, and Icon of the Seas.
You know, this seems to happen a lot in industry when a company like Royal Caribbean purchases a lot of the same product from another company. And when one's defective, it seems like they're all bad. We've got some really good news for the cruise industry as a whole.
Global Ports Holding, one of the biggest companies to manage ports across the world, is now going to be investing $250 million to upgrade some of the biggest ports in the world. This $250 million is going to be spread across 5 major projects in the Bahamas, Antigua, St. Lucia, Spain, and Puerto Rico.
Completion dates stretch from 2025 to 2027.
Some of these projects are going to include new terminals, new berths, updating the restaurants and the shopping facilities at these ports, and adding some additional parking. And the best part is they're also upgrading these areas in order to handle larger cruise ships.
So we're talking Oasis class and Icon class, maybe?
Yes, and some of the other big MSC ships that are coming out, and the new Princess ship that just got delivered this week.
That's been really the only problem with these big, giant cruise ships is that they can't go to every port.
They've been limited. So now it looks like this is going to open these ports up.
In Nassau, a waterfront expansion is nearing completion with the new West Marina pool set to open by mid-October 2025 and a super yacht marina with berths for mega yachts opening by year's end.
Yeah, last time we were in Nassau, last Christmas time, we saw that it was underway.
Yeah, lots of construction and getting ready for those new super yachts.
Antigua's port district in the island's capital of St. John's is also being reshaped with a home port terminal designed with a new retail, dining, and public amenities. The redevelopment includes a pool, restaurants, and expanded parking, with terminals slated to open in late 2025, just ahead of the high season, with broader features that are going to roll out in 2026.
St. Lucia's Point Seraphine in the main cruise terminal will see Berth 1 upgraded to handle the region's largest cruise ships. A new tender jetty, improvements at Fisherman's Village, and revitalized Vendors Arcade are also in progress for the island, with full completion by 2027.
In Las Palmas, Spain, GPH is building what will be the largest cruise terminal in Europe. Designed to host up to 5 ships and 12,000 passengers, it's scheduled for completion later this month.
Puerto Rico is also seeing major investment. At San Juan, rehabilitation work is underway at the Pan American Wharf and Piers 3 and 4. While Pier 3 upgrades are already complete, improvements to the wharf are due in October 2025, and Pier 4 is slated for 2026.
Global Port Holdings has grown rapidly over the past few decades. It's currently managing about 36 cruise ports across Europe, the Caribbean, and Asia.
In our next story, a Royal Caribbean ship got rocked by a rogue wave. Royal Caribbean Vision of the Seas encountered a rogue wave on its return to Baltimore, causing the ship to rock heavily and sending dishes and glassware flying. Passengers reported shattering glass and temporary closures of lounges and restaurants. No injuries were reported, and the crew was praised for their handling of the very scary situation.
So not quite the Poseidon adventure, but the video was pretty shocking. What a scary incident.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me that we actually kind of been getting away with it. We get pretty lucky on our cruises.
We do. Do we know where this rogue wave came from? Does it have to do with the two hurricanes or
No, and we didn't see how big it was or anything like that, but it just sounds like it crashed against the ship, knocked it on its side a little bit.
Came out of nowhere.
Knocked everyone's glasses and plates and everything on the floor. It is scary.
It happened so fast, it didn't even sound like passengers had time to scream. So tell us what you think. Have you ever been on a cruise ship that got hit by a rogue wave? Has anything scary like this ever happened to you? Leave us a comment below.
Yeah, now we have a video coming up that YouTube thinks you haven't seen, and our video on the Amazon Cruise Essentials giveaway. Check both of those out, and they start right now.